We are ready to go. The opening tap controlled in the backcourt by South Dakota State, and we are underway between the Jackrabbits and the Crimson Tide. Grant Nelson from three.
That's a big shot there by Grant Nelson. Both teams see.
Nelson with a three. Crimson Tide heating. It's Matthew Morse. Nelson fights in. He's got the first 8 for Alabama.
That's the pace in which they played.
Clough left wide open, and he makes Alabama pay.
Now that to Aiden Sherrill, because you're playing really good defense if you're Alabama, which is really what you want to see. But to let the #1 guy get open is unacceptable.
Nelson against one of his former rivals, South Dakota.
Particularly when the shooting woes have been happening this season.
Jack's looking for some offense. Clough against Aiden Sherrill. Couldn't get past him. Morse from outside. Buries the three-pointer, Matthew Morse.
And that's what's able to lull the defenders asleep, particularly with the off-ball movement that's taking place when it's post-up.
Sears leaves a three-pointer short. Holloway the rebound. Sears again. Yes! Chris Youngblood on defense against Gary. Ball stripped away for a moment. Now 10 on the shot clock. Clough from just inside the arc buries a long jumper.
Well, listen, find the rim. He's a below the rim post player, but when he steps out to that elbow, he can knock that down with consistency.
Sears zips it to Holloway. Give it to him.
Beautiful.
Clough showing off his moves.
Now you see a little piece right there of the finesse and beautiful.
By Holloway. Wharton keeps it alive for South Dakota State. Seiler contested three. He's got it.
That's that inside-out basketball. And
Holloway. Rebound in transition by Gary. Working it outside. Three goes in and out for Isaac Lindsey. But the hook shot got it to go, William Wharton.
Defensively, when that court opens up, they're able to get clean looks from the outside. South Dakota State defensively is doing a good job of packing the paint. For many teams that you don't see play the style.
Diabate with a steal. And the slam, Mohamed Diabate.
And that
Phylon, silky smooth.
Absolutely. Now that's just a strong individual effort. They come down with that drag.
7-0 run for the Crimson Tide. Lindsey. Yes.
This South Dakota State team has big time shot.
Youngblood. He's got it.
Now, this is what you want to see if you're Alabama. Obviously a team that relies heavily on the outside shooting.
Gary can't connect on a three-pointer. Another rebound by Diabate. The speed of LeBaron. Phylon.
Wow, end-to-end.
9-0 run for the Crimson Tide currently. South Dakota State trying for an answer.
Good job there by Grant Nelson. Putting the body on Oscar Clough to try to box out. Post up, it's a different look. And more than anything, it's a different look that Alabama sees in practice because it's not a style in which they play.
Grant Nelson. Double-figure scoring already with 11.
And he's shooting it with so much confidence.
Holloway. Catcher release three wouldn't go. An offensive board by Diabate. Mark Sears.
And that's obviously Mo Diabate is going to get that.
He has had tonight so far against South Dakota State. Holloway continues pouring in three-pointers. That's his 4th of the game.
Well, he comes.
Larson with the response. No. Kalen Gary. He finds the back of the net.
Beautiful. Shaping up to that ball as he came from the wing and came back to the top of the key as the ball reversed over to him.
Nelson with the right-hand dunk. Holloway the spin. The score! Aiden Holloway. 6-0 Alabama run. Sears lost control of the basketball with some contact. Rhythm three, Gary. Stoney had not. Backs it up.
Have to slow the tempo and play your game.
Wilkinson with a hook shot. King against Sherrill. Fights his way up and got it to go. Damon Wilkinson.
Now that's beautiful right there. Taking it.
Phylon.
Let's just get out and run.
Phylon with a steal. He'll do it himself. The freshman, LeBaron Phylon.
Now this kid is crafty.
Clough back to the basket. Works it to the outside. Isaac Lindsey near the buzzer. He's got it. Isaac Lindsey buries it from deep.
Now that's difficult.
Diabate, another offensive rebound for Alabama to a wide open Sears, and another three-pointer by Mark Sears. Oscar Clough fighting his way up and one against Amori.
See, there's an example of what I'm saying. If you're Clifford Amori, you put back down after the pivot, and the officials were on top of it, and one.
And there's Amori with the rebound. Mark Sears finds his spot. He's in double figures with.
And it's the patience in which he played that possession. He didn't.
5 seconds for the Jackrabbits. Seiler through the hands of Clough. Out to Gary. He couldn't beat the buzzer, and the first half is complete with. Seiler, one of the top scoring threats, 13 points per game, held to just 3 points by Alabama in the first half. Clough from the SEC logo.
Get a piece of that or get out of there quicker so you can get Sears freed up.
Clough sibs it all the way to Larson. Now Gary knocking down a three.
This is the response you want to have if you're the Jackrabbits coming out.
Larson around the left side. He's got it. 7-0 run for the Jackrabbits to begin the second half.
Good.
Already 12 points today, now 13. Knocking down the first free throw. First 8 games of the year, but now up to 21. Had that one
preseason. As we look at that beautiful move there by Oscar Clough, you see the finesse. You have high expectations. The pressure can be tough to try to match that.
LeBaron Phylon with a tough two, continuing. Winding down for Larson. To Clough. Turnaround jumper.
Love it. The big man showing you his skill set coming out.
Alabama ball.
The official had to make sure he got that one correct on his on.
11-4 start for South Dakota State in the second half. Phylon. Hello.
Dakota State.
Seiler finally had some space. Alabama's had pressure defense on him. Grant Nelson keeps scoring for the tie. Wow. Here's Gary. Nelson did everything he could to try and block it, but still knocked down by Nelson. Amori, bang tone.
Good big action. Drive down as quickly as possible. Make the defense have to respect you.
Larson off the window. Aiden Holloway to the rim. Couldn't finish, but the rebound and put back by Diabate. Look out, some of the matchups they've had in non-conference play will get them ready to go for the all-important conference tournament, which they won a year ago. Holloway with a three-pointer.
And that's a huge shot right there, and Alabama needed it in the biggest way.
Diabate. 1-and-1, left it just short, got his own miss. Sherrill trying to put it home. He will.
Now that's the activity you want to see from the young big. Now,
SEC this year.
The experience makes a big difference, and he's getting the reps in this game, and it's very important.
Crimson Tide on a 9-0 run. After we're starting to tighten up just a little bit between the Jackrabbits and the Crimson Tide. Lindsey puts it home. What an off-balance three.
And that's
Chris Youngblood already 3 points today. Alabama getting ready for SEC play.
Well, I was able to see Chris Youngblood at close glance when he was at South Florida. And this is the...
Larson fights in and scores. Owen Larson takes over.
He understood that he had the big on him, uses the foot speed around Aiden Sherrill and beats him all the way to the rack.
How about Aiden Holloway?
When he gets a clean look, he's locked and loaded. Able to catch a little bit of a rhythm here.
Crimson Tide high 20 points for Holloway. More scoring for South Dakota Rabbits.
Alabama's done a really good job of weathering the potential storm. This game is getting a little bit up and down for both teams, as you would like to see a little bit more offense, but the game is starting to flow into what Alabama really needs to get. How many minutes do you get? What's more important as a player is what you do with the minutes and the shots that you get while you're on the court.
Mark Sears making the most of his time. He's got 17. Youngblood and Amori. Jackrabbits work out of it, find Clough. Hook shot, just over Omori.
That's tough right there. If you're good pressure there by Clifford Amori.
Mark Sears keeps shooting.
That's it. Back after the roller runs to the basket. If you can't do this, it's just a challenge to stop someone.
21 points. Jackson from outside buries the three-pointer.
Guards got to understand that if that rebound's coming to the big, just get out of our way and let them have it.
Let Oscar Clough have it.
And he's doing just that.
Jaron Stevenson.
Now, that was probably the most important. Great size at 6'10" and a strong frame, but just putting his head down right there and exploding up through that contact was huge for his development.
Wilkinson gets the friendly roll to score for South Dakota State. Holloway. Another three. Aiden Holloway pushes Alabama to 101.
And an out-of-bounds opportunity, Alabama.
To Holloway. Are you seeing this? Aiden Holloway again. He's had a career high. LeBaron Philon career high 21 points.
Alabama has clearly coming out.
What a dunk by Stoney. Havoc with a rebound deep to Jackson. He'll go to the line for two.
So Aiden Holloway with his hands vertical.
Freshman out of Houston, Texas. Scored over 1,000 points in his career at Cypress Springs High School on the better prep.
To get themselves in the rhythm to knock it down from the outside, because being more efficient from shooting.
Check in with Nathan.
Roger, you hear the crowd erupt as Max Sarnowski makes his way into the
contributing to teams that are so successful to get a few minutes of shine for
the Jackrabbits. Finishing touches on what would be win number 11. Going into SEC play starting on Saturday against a
ranked Oklahoma team will be ready to keep their rhythm going.
Holloway trying to get it to Skarnowski, but takeaway by Jackson. Barnhart to Wilkinson. Too strong. There's and Eric Henderson shake hands at mid-floor as the Crimson Tide put the finishing touches on non-conference play with this dominant win against South Dakota State. Today's final score in Tuscaloosa, Alabama 105, South Dakota State 80.